Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Schnozzcast. Your hosts tonight, Bob, Cory, Nick, and Todd. Gentlemen, good to be back here with you. Cory, how are you?
Oh, hello.
Hello, sir. Nick, how are you?
Oh, I was going to say I'm fantastic. How about yourself?
Oh, shit. Sorry, it was rhetorical. But I really should take the time to wait for the answer. Nick, how are you?
This is you said it was rhetorical. I'm good.
To Cory.
Okay.
Only to me, I guess.
Yeah.
I
Thank
shifted
you.
now. I realized my error.
Bob, I'm
Course
doing
corrected.
just fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Todd Dillon, how are you?
Dynamite, brother. Dynamite.
Is this the first appearance of Dynamite on the Todd Dillon intro?
It may be.
Okay. That word of the day calendar, paying off. Paying off.
Paying off.
All right. If you are new to the podcast, thank you for joining us. If you are willing and able to go back and listen to some of our excellent episodes out on the streaming services, you know, we just hit 250 last time we published an episode, and of those, they tell us that 7 of them are actually pretty good. So go back and listen. And
That's what they tell me.
that's what they tell me.
A whole 7 of them.
People are saying. You can find us on the streaming services anywhere where you can get a podcast. You can also follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch,
There you go. You're getting the hang
and
of it.
TikTok.
Nicely done.
Out all at Schnozzcast. You can email us at schnozzcast@gmail.com with your existential questions or requests for relationship advice from Todd Dillon, the Love Doctor.
Love machine.
Word.
Or
Word.
since we're live now, and what else do you have to do other than engage with us? You can call or text us right now, 618-SHOCKER.
On the Shocker line, always open for your questions, queries, gripes, or bitches. Baby.
Shocker.
I think the measure of success for this show would be if we got at least one question, one query, one gripe, and one bitch.
I think we get a lot of those. I just don't think people are telling us.
Don't keep
Something
that to
old,
yourself.
something new, something borrowed, something blue.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So we've got a few married folks in this podcast. Todd, if I might start with you.
What?
You are married, aren't you, Todd?
Todd's like, we didn't talk about this in prep.
I'm like, I know. That wasn't at practice. We're talking about practice?
Look, you can have production meetings all you want, but there has to be a little bit of a spark of spontaneity in the show.
Gotcha.
So,
I'm ready.
As a married fella, do you
Yes, sir.
recall leveraging any of those things in your outfit, your tuxedo, your accoutrement for the big day? Something borrowed, something blue, something old, something new?
No.
No? Do you recall?
No.
Do you?
I thought
do
that's
you,
for the bride, isn't it?
It
it's
is
for the
sometimes, but they like to rope us into their shenanigans.
No.
And
No, I don't play that.
and
man.
ask.
I rule my house with an iron fist. You know that, Bob.
I've met your wife, sir. I can tell you that is not the case. You could tell yourself that all you want.
Well, Todd Dillon, do we have a surprise for you? Mary, come on out.
No, just kidding. I was just kidding. There's jokes. It's jokes.
One of these days, boys, we have to do that. Todd, this is Mary. I'm online.
Yeah.
Cory, how about you?
Nice try.
What was the question?
Of the thing that's generally in the ladies' lane. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. Was that any of that worked into your outfit? I know the color of your tux was blue, but apart from that, did Daniel rope you into that at all?
No,
No.
we didn't do any of that.
Okay. Do you recall what she did for those things?
Cory.
You can say no.
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
I think her grandmother gave her something,
Panties.
Okay.
probably. Probably. It explains the mothball scent that I was smelling all
Oh,
night.
my
Well played.
He's got a little room
Oh
in
my
him.
goodness.
Very, very big.
Oh my goodness.
Skin tone. That's a color that doesn't go out of style.
It feels
High-waisted
like
skin tone.
we're headed straight into trouble today. It looks like.
No, this is how we get off on a great start. And I'm sure she didn't say, "Hey, Cory, do you want to know what I have that's borrowed and what's blue?" I'm sure that didn't come up, but was there no attempt to rope you into that and let you know these are the special things I'm doing for my day? Or was that more between her and her bridesmaids?
Clearly, it was more between her and her bridesmaids because I have no clue what any of it was.
Cory, just saying you don't know to all these questions, we're going to get some answers. So just get your shit together.
You can keep going all you want.
God. Timid men on this show.
Somebody text Danielle right now so we can get the answer while we're on the air.
Mm-hmm. What color was the garter?
She actually didn't do a garter.
No garter?
No.
This is the most boring wedding I've ever heard.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, there wasn't a peel it off with your teeth moment, was there?
No, she definitely did not want to do that.
Surprisingly, she did a blue ring pop on her toe that he took off with his mouth
I didn't even need the ring pop there.
and enjoyed. What was
Sweaty wedding feet.
What was the thing that? What was the?
Good job,
thing
sir.
you
I think you got the title for the episode right there.
What was the thing you talked about a couple weeks ago that you want to introduce to your guys' bedroom life that she was not about?
Oh, feet. That was up north.
Oh, was that the feet thing?
Yeah, when she put her feet
Yes.
up on my lap.
Yep.
I was like, oh.
Bing!
That was a fairly uncomfortable 5 minutes.
It was awkward for me as well, buddy. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
He's
But
not.
you embraced it pretty quickly, I think.
He's not used to being completely at attention around us all the time.
Not that you guys know of.
Luckily, he keeps it to himself.
I sit over here every Saturday, hard as a rock.
He's like, why do you think I wanted the slightly transparent tablecloth? It's a little element of danger there.
What about you, Todd?
Hint.
Did Mary do the garter thing?
Oh man, I gotta go
jeez.
back to that. I can't. I don't think that we did it. Maybe we did. I can't remember.
Did you have a garter?
I'm certain I did.
Little tuxedo tie on it?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. She pulled it off with her teeth.
Yeah,
She
you
would
were there,
never-
Bob.
She would.
You
yeah,
you would know as you have just the same amount of opportunity to remember as I
Oh,
do.
yeah.
Did we do a garter?
no, I wouldn't have been involved in that at all.
Yeah,
By that time in the
Yeah,
wedding,
but
I
you
would
were
have
at the event. You would have seen it. You would have been a witness to it.
You know, Todd, Cory and I, anytime we talk about fond memories that we've had in the past, especially more than 5 years ago, if there's some sort of moment that, the paint by numbers needs to be filled in to kind of connect the dots, we always go to Bob Rankin. Bob, tell us what
Yep.
really happened on this
Exactly.
day.
Yeah,
Please.
Right.
mine like a
Please
steel
tell us.
trap.
Oh, my God. It's like a Polaroid camera. You just click,
Could
and
you
it's
could
right
you tell
there.
the folks what my standard response usually is to a question of that nature?
Of what nature?
Hey, do you remember what happened on X day at X time when we were doing this or doing that?
I do
You
not.
never
That's
remember.
what you always say.
You don't.
All right. This is
We've nicknamed Bob is like is our Etch-a-Sketch, our in-house Etch-a-Sketch.
how is it that someone who's so good at impressions, you try to tee him up to do one, and he's like, I
'Cause
don't understand what you're talking
Because
about.
I don't remember what. If you have like some catchphrase that you say every time, like, I don't know.
It
like
doesn't
it's
matter.
not something.
Even if I don't have a catchphrase,
You
this is
usually
your
look at me.
This is where Nick Bader generally embraces the opportunity to create one.
Yes.
I'll tell you what you
exactly.
say every time.
You know you can't dust off a stage and tell me to step on it. You know that doesn't work like that. But
That's what I'm
also,
talking about.
you typically look at me like that 1,000-yard stare, like you just asked kids, who's the one that broke the chandelier? Like you look like, am I supposed to know this? I have no fucking clue what they're talking about. Who are these people? Like you look at us like you.
Yeah, that look is not reserved for you. I've given that look to many, many, many people.
Which the cool thing about that with Bob is that him and I kind of have a mutually beneficial relationship where I can call him the next day, and I enjoy telling a story, of course, and he enjoys hearing it because it's like the first time he's ever heard it.
Yeah, I get to relive a night that I have no memory of. I'm like, what happened? That sounds cool.
And
Did I
then
have
what
fun?
did I do?
Did I have fun?
That's every day for you,
Sounds
isn't
like
it?
a blast.
Yep.
All right, so no garter for Cory. Potentially, Todd's garter wouldn't have. I think I would have remembered if you
We did it.
No,
We did.
because I would have remembered Mary trying to pull up the cuff of your trousers over that giant calf. That would have been That would have been burned into my brain.
Hey, Dave?
Those ham
Don't worry
bones.
about that.
Oh, all right.
Those ham bones.
Yeah. All right. So is there for you guys? I guess I'm probably pivoting here a little bit. Do you have first of all? I'll start with Cory this time. Do you have a favorite meal that is your go-to? Where if you're cooking,
Just change the answer.
Fish sticks.
no, Cory's used the oven. That's been proven.
I've sent you guys plenty of
sticks.
videos of shit I've cooked.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know, but if
both on and in the oven.
for him to
Correct.
say your favorite meal, if he would have ended it there with a question mark, I think it would
Yeah.
be different than your favorite meal that you cook.
Yeah. So what's
Not
the
necessarily.
favorite meal that you will cook if it's just for you?
If it's just for me,
Just for you.
mussels and crab legs.
Mussels it together.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you will actually take the time going like, oh, okay, I'm all alone tonight. She's out of the house. I'm stopping at the store on the way home and I'm picking up some mussels and crab legs.
Yeah, or I usually have a reserve bag
Okay.
in the freezer.
All right. Now the follow-up is
Reserve bag of mussels.
No, not a bag of
confused.
mussels. Kroger does actually have very good mussels in wine and garlic sauce that are frozen.
Frozen. You donut. What's wrong with you?
now
I don't
Thank
care.
you.
I like them.
the purpose of
Thank
the
you.
question is not to judge the fact
I'm
that
judging.
what you're eating is frozen. Cory, I'm trying. I can't stop these guys. I mean, they're gonna respond or they're gonna respond.
You can get mussels fresh. What is wrong with you?
Thank you.
Again, I'm fine with it. I'm the one eating them, so
They sell them at Kroger alive.
they're not always in stock at Kroger, buddy.
I'm sorry, Meijer. Go to Meijer then.
I'm not running all around the world to find mussels when I know I have them at home in the freezer.
I'm
All
picturing
around
you
the world.
at home, and it's a last-minute decision because you didn't think ahead to. I'm going to stop at this store to get this thing that I want. True.
I mean, yeah, usually not.
Okay, so for you, frozen, having reserve,
Yeah.
that's the way to go to make sure you've got what you know you want to eat when you're there by yourself.
Correct.
All right, so the follow-up is when it's you and Danielle and you're cooking, which I don't know whose decision is that you're cooking. Is it?
Usually depends on what we're having.
No, but no, but wait a minute.
I'm confused now. Can you start at the beginning of this?
If it's something you can boil, it's Cory.
Okay, which decision gets made first, the food or who's cooking?
The food.
Who decides the food?
We both
Mutual
will.
decision?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you land on something that is down your laneway, then
Mhm.
she'll go, then you'll be like, I got it. Or does she automatically know, like, oh, that's Cory's thing?
I mean,
Like mussels or crab legs, let's say.
well, I mean, we're never having that together because she's definitely not eating that.
Yeah,
Okay.
she doesn't eat seafood, does
Oh,
she?
that's
She
right.
won't touch it.
Okay. So what is the, okay, so who did, the question was going to be, when you're cooking for the two of you, is the meal different? And clearly it is. What is the meal when you're cooking for the two of you? I guess we'll cover how you got to the food and how you got to be the cook in the next.
Oh, this is a several parter. Okay.
Yeah.
Cory
This
looks
is
very
great.
blindsided.
Yeah. So first question, you are cooking. It's been decided you're cooking.
Steady,
Okay.
steady.
How do you what are you cooking for the two of you? What's your go-to meal? That the two of you
Cory,
together
answer.
like to eat.
Answer.
I mean, there's nothing specific.
Try to be specific, vaguely specific.
Steaks.
Steaks?
With some
Okay.
sort of potato
Okay.
and vegetable.
Okay.
Usually like a steak, maybe baked potatoes and
What cut?
asparagus.
What kind
Uh,
of steak?
Usually filet or New York strip.
Okay. All right. So
Flank.
the follow-up is you guys do it in reverse. Like you don't establish who's cooking first. You both talk about what you want to eat.
Yeah.
So how do you get to the
I don't even know where he's going, buddy. I'm
I don't-
sorry. I'm sorry.
I just don't.
I'm just along for the ride.
I've
at this
never.
point.
I'm not familiar with the pick the food and then the cook and then the cook will follow kind of a thing. Like, don't you? Isn't there a chance that one of you will have something to do and won't be able to cook it? Like you pick the food and then you go, well, okay, you're gonna have to cook because I'm doing this or doing that.
No, when I get home, I know I'm cooking. So,
but how do you know? Because you've talked about it before you got home. What you're gonna have?
Yeah, usually around like 2 or 3, we'll discuss what we're having for dinner, and then we know at that point.
Okay.
Can you walk us through that conversation,
yeah,
Cory?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, sure.
Nick, could you play the part of Danielle?
Why am I always the woman?
Todd, could you play the part of Danielle?
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, babe, what would you like for dinner tonight?
Hey, short pants. I would love anything. I would love anything. We're using our pet names, right?
Yes, 100%.
I would love anything but seafood. So what are you thinking?
Well, that doesn't help much. Whatever you would like.
Wow. You know I like things that don't have small bones, so it won't be you. But maybe we could do a steak.
Perfect. I will stop and get steaks after work and grill them when I get home. I feel like this isn't turning out as exciting for Bob as he thought it was going to be.
No, it's still confusing.
The good news is whenever he surprises us with a segment that he never tells us about, it always goes swimmingly. So.
Yeah.
It's not a segment. It was just a question.
Okay, I didn't know if like you expected one of us to like jump up and dance around when we talked about dinner, or I don't know. I guess there's an end game to this, I think.
We're going somewhere.
Just a question, my man.
Oh. So
and you answered it. And
no grand plan.
If you're done answering, we can move on.
Yep, that's all I got for you. That's usually how it goes.
All right.
I know, guys. I'm very sorry. It's not that exciting.
No need to apologize. You're downplaying it perfectly.
Okay.
Todd Dillon, how about you?
Yes, sir. What's the question?
So the question is, when you're by yourself, what's your go-to meal?
By myself.
Yep.
I don't necessarily have a go-to. I will, if I'm by myself, I'll go into the grocery store, and if something looks good to me, if there's a particularly good deal on something. So if I go into the local grocery store and they have fresh steelhead that looks pretty good, then that's a go-to for both me and for Mary.
Okay. So
and then typically I'll do some sort of vegetable and then some sort of starch or some sort of other side.
Now you got a different bit of a situation, right? Because you do most of the cooking. Is that correct?
I do, yes, 95% of the cooking.
Okay. How do you get to that 5% where does Mary go like, hey, this is the 96th night in a row that you've cooked. Why don't I do it tonight?
No, actually, Mary's portfolio of what she cooks is very limited. She typically is only allowed to do breakfasty type things. So on the weekends, so tomorrow she's going to make scrambled eggs and some grits, and she'll make breakfast, and so that'll be her 5% contribution. Otherwise, I'll do the rest of the cooking. She's usually on breakfast duty, so she'll do waffles. I don't make waffles.
Are we talking about breakfast dinner or breakfast?
Breakfast.
Hate breakfast.
And Mary's on. She's like, and I make salads too. She does. She is allowed to make salads as well.
Why are you using the term she's allowed?
Well, because we had, so Mary and I used to somewhat split the cooking duties, and she's probably going to rush upstairs and punch me right in the head when I tell this story. But
no,
Mary, God love the Polish, but again, anybody who's been around Polish people, they don't know much about seasoning things, and so and again, not calling out anybody's palates, but Mary had this brilliant idea, and Nick will definitely get this. When we were living in Boston, Mary decided she was going to make dinner for us, and she made an orange sweet potato chicken dish that, as I say it again out loud, my stomach is already turning because
Dude.
I thought I was going to die.
You should have seen me furrow the brow.
I know. And she's like, it was written down. I'm like, just because somebody wrote that down as a recipe doesn't mean. I go, 2 orange things don't go together like that. And it was absolutely horrible. And I think prior to that she'd been on strike 2 when she made I think salmon once, and I think that she put an entire jar of salt on it. And it was like and so we came to an agreement that while I love her to death, cooking should not be a thing that she should strap in for. So I took over the reins, and I drive that ship.
She has taken it upon herself to enter the chat and say, "I make salads."
She did.
You tell him, Mary.
But there's no exclamation
Exactly.
point. It's just a very matter of fact, like, I make salads.
She does. She does.
'Cause she's
she makes
allowed
a
to- 'cause
mean
she's
salad.
allowed to. Bob.
I'm allowed to make
She,
salads.
she makes a mean salad.
It was
if
nice.
Todd will permit me, I will make
I was
salad.
going to say it was nice that he allowed her in the room. Guys, we are a drinking podcast. Todd,
We are?
this is your
Yes, sir.
opportunity to reach down into that 7-gallon bucket of ice that you have next to you.
Let me just pull his volume down a little bit.
Yeah, pull it down.
Before it starts.
Pull it down.
All the Legos start, like, bouncing around in the cooler.
Bob, myself, Short Pants, and I are all going to do a shot with you. So go ahead and grab something to do a shot. To the audience, if you guys listen to this at a different time and you're not listening to us live, first of all, what's wrong with you? What is even wrong with you? Show up around this time every Saturday night.
Sir, I had a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, no one cares. Show up.
Fuck your doctor.
Yeah, show up.
I had a
Wow.
root canal I had to go to.
Hey, listen, man. Doctors are always making you wait. You make them wait for once. Show up this point in time on Saturday nights. Join us in the live. Have a couple drinks with us. Have a coffee if you'd like.
What time is that, Nick?
It's typically around 9:30, but
9:30-ish.
that never happens. So it's closer to 10
Give or
usually.
take.
So
So I like the way you loosely use the word typically then. It's typically around 9:30, but it's never that time.
I mean, that's the road to hell is paved with good intentions, Todd.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we'd like to start. But we stopped putting times because, let's face it, we're growing. We're not the little puny in your garage podcast anymore. And God bless Cory because he is spending tons and tons of his own time and money on equipment to make us better. And none of us peons know anything about the equipment that he gets. He has automated cameras that spin in circles on their own. So that being said, there is so much to learn constantly that we're having to set up more things. That is a good problem for us to have. We are growing because we love you as an audience. But that being said, grab something in a cup and do a shot with us. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Solange.
Yikes.
That's the good stuff.
Mary says she makes damn good salads, too, just so you know. She doesn't need an exclamation. I know what she's talking about.
I will take Todd's laughter as agreement.
Absolutely.
quality
She makes
of
a
the
mean
salad.
salad. She makes a mean salad.
Mmm. The old sweet potato lamb orange salad.
Oh my goodness, dude. That was the worst thing.
What?
In the,
No, no,
that-
what?
literally that was like the
Orange?
last time she was ever allowed the orange sweet potato chicken. Freaking
needs-
Oh,
horrible.
there's chicken in there too?
Who needs croutons on a salad when you got baby
Oh my
marshmallows?
Oh my goodness. Exactly. And Skittles.
Wait, so did she dig up a recipe and she's like, that looks good? Or did she just try to go, I'm gonna wing this? Let's see
No,
what's
no.
in the fridge.
She see, and again, I knew that we were headed straight for trouble today when you started with your wedding questions and whatnot, Bob.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna.
He
This
knew
is
what he
probably
was
gonna be
doing.
a little bit of trouble. But Mary, again, God love her, and she's for all those things. She'll see a recipe, and she's like, "That sounds really good," and I have to weigh in sometimes. And go, nope, that's gonna be horrible.
Maybe she had good intentions with the sweet potato, you know, like the African American thing, sweet potato. You know, maybe she's really trying to tie into that.
No,
No, wasn't anything like
No.
that. Okay.
No,
No.
just a bad recipe. And again, I didn't realize this. Many of the publications that arrive at our house have tons of shitty recipes in them, things that don't go together. You'd be surprised.
Wait, she's taking junk mail and finding recipes in it and making those things?
Absolutely.
The back of the Reader's Digest.
Shitty recipe monthly. Gonna have to renew that
Look.
subscription time.
Shit bean casserole.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, what do we got here, Cory?
I wanted to show you guys something because I know we always joke about my fear of heights, and Nick has witnessed personally my fear of heights.
Yeah, multiple times.
But as I've said, and I believe I've said it on the show,
Mm-hmm.
as long as I am anchored into something, heights do not bother me.
Okay.
So 2 weekends ago, myself, Danielle, Callie, and Dylan went to this place called Tree Runner in West Bloomfield. And I made a short little clip to show you guys that as long as I'm buckled into something, we're golden.
I think it's just perfect that it was short.
They really had to pull out the heavy-duty steel rope for you, didn't they?
Dude, I'm not going to lie.
That's a steel cable, sir.
That's what I'm saying.
These trees, especially on the zip line, you hit them, and the trees up that high have a lot of sway to them.
Did everyone else have regular rope and you had that?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I can already see why he likes it. There's gadgets and gears.
I mean, there were parts that were very fun.
Yeah.
Did your mom go?
No, not with us this time.
Have you ever been there with your mom?
No, I know you have.
It is one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
Oh, she's terrified of heights.
Yes.
That seems like it'd be fun.
It's a ton of fun, man.
Is this supervised?
No. I mean, there's staff there.
Yeah.
But you go out on the course by yourself, and like they give you a whole training session at the beginning of like how you need to hook everything on.
Yeah.
And then they just let you go, and like if you need help, you just yell staff.
Are there nets underneath you?
No.
Oh, that's cool. So you can zip line some of them?
Yeah, some of them are zip line. But the training they get you it's like a dual carabiner system where.
So there you go. That's the highest we got right there.
Yeah, once you enter the course, you have two carabiners, and there's no possible way you can disconnect both of them from the line.
Yeah, one's always through a series of magnets in the cables. One always has to be connected to a line, and as you saw in the video, like there's these little boxes at the beginning of every zip line or every element that you do, that you have to hook on one first, and then take the other one off the element that you were just on, and then hook that behind it. And then like your pulley for the actual zip line that just kind of dangles freely, and you put that on first, and because they want to make sure obviously you put the other carabiners behind it before you take off.
So there's a magnetic failsafe. You can't. There's no way you could not
take both of them off the line, like from the beginning of the course to the end.
I mean, yeah, it is very safe. They have it set up pretty well. There were a couple times though that like up on the platforms that I was able to take both of them off, and I'm like,
I mean, technically you're not supposed to be able to do that. Right.
But it like, and some points are so short too that like you can unlatch one and still be able to hit the other one. It'd be very hard to explain, but as long as you're close enough to two of those points, you can work it out to where you'd be completely unhooked. But as long as you just pay attention
and how much that run you, and where is it located?
It's in West Bloomfield. It's called Tree Runner.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, I don't know the cost of it. Dylan's mom got him a gift certificate for him and Callie, and I guess it was for a group of 4 rather than just a group of 2. So Danielle and I were able to reap the benefits of one of their Christmas presents from Dylan's mom.
Oh, nice.
So thank you, Dylan's mom, very much. We had a great time.
Is she not Mrs. Collins?
Oh, I mean, I guess I could have went with that too.
I don't know. Maybe she's Mrs.
But she's
Geburtstag.
She's also Dylan's mom.
Yeah, I get that.
So yeah, no, it was a really fun experience. By the time we got to one of the end elements that we were doing, I was like, okay, this is a lot for the day. It's
like you were spent.
Yeah, dude, like because you're on some of the obstacles that you're climbing over, and as you know, you've been there.
Yeah.
You're using like little stabilizer muscles.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
You've never ever used in your life before, and so like the first like two.
I've used mine.
Of course you have. The first like 2 elements that you go through, it's fun. Like you're ready to go, but you hit that third one, you're like, oh boy, this is getting rough. So yeah, I finally got to the point we finished one. Dylan works on roofs all day long, so that shit for him is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So me, Danielle, and Callie were like, oh, we're spent. He was like,
well, and you're like 7 feet off the ground. It's not like you guys were up 57 feet. Come on now.
Now they do have courses that are quite a bit up. They have.
Yeah, the double black diamond is like, to be honest with you, like we started on not the lowest course, the second up from it. Like the lowest course is like a kid's course, and I'll be honest with you, if I would have done that, I probably would have been just fine.
The kids course?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But so then you go from like to yellow or green or something like that. But there was a couple that showed up on the platform while we were there, and the girl was like, "Oh, I want to go double black diamond." And the staff guy was like, "Oh, so you've been here before?" He's like, "You're a professional climber?" She's like, "No." He's like, "Oh, you've never been here before?"
You've got a death wish.
He's like, "So you're a professional climber, though?" She's like, "No, I just like challenges." He's like, "Ma'am, no offense." He's like, "But we're gonna start you on yellow because if you don't know what you're getting into." And like I said, dude, after doing the yellow course and the green course, and the zip line is a whole other thing. But after doing those 3, there was no way I was touching that double black diamond.
So what's the difference?
The height, first of all.
The height and the difficulty of the obstacles.
How do you get up there? Are there ladders on the trees or?
So like most of them, especially the really high ones, there's literally it's just a pegs stuck into the side of a 4x4.
Yeah.
So your ladder is only a foot wide, and that's all you have to climb up on. Like I was watching some of these people climb up on it. Like you had to literally just put your tippy toes on the pegs and climb up those pegs. And I'm like, yeah, that's not. There was people there that were loving it. Those people are obviously different than I am because
I don't like heights, but something like that I would love. I think would be a lot of fun.
It was very cool. I mean, like if you guys wanted to go back, I'd go back with you. I would never go back just on my own regard to be like, oh, that was that much fun. I'm gonna go do it again.
Like if Bob and I paid for,
we should all do it with Dave.
Like if Bob and I paid for a foursome and you got to use the 2 free tickets, like would you go then?
I mean, I would definitely go for that. But
okay.
I mean, even if I had to pay to go with you guys, I guess I'd still do that.
Oh, okay.
Todd, are you down with that?
I'm down.
Okay. It wasn't the last time I was there, but I think it was a few years ago, and we were probably on either the one right above the kids or the one right above that, but it was definitely not Black Diamond or anything seriously intense. But I remember that the very last tree was you were still clipped in, right? But you had to jump from the tree to a rope. And you were like
no thanks
30 feet off the ground. And even if you missed the rope completely, they took great pains to not only just tell you, but to show you that, the rope would clamp and you would just very slowly kind of lower down.
Oh, the rappelling points, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, fuck you. I had gone through the whole course as the very last course, and everyone in our group had gone but me, and I'm like, no. I don't have a fear of heights, but I have a fear of falling. And I'm like, for me to leap out for this thing, I could not get myself to do it.
Not only that, like I wouldn't even be afraid, like if there's like safety measures and all that stuff. I'd be afraid of burning the shit out of my hands.
So,
but again, you're not going to, because if the line pulls taut because you're falling at any point, it automatically seizes on it and then slowly.
No, I got that. But what if I get the rope and hit it?
Yeah.
And my fucking huge body weight fucking down through my hands.
Again, how are you falling? The only way you're going to get that is if you're free falling and trying to grab the rope.
Correct. If you grab hold and you don't move it, you're going to be fine. You might have a little bit of thigh burn. A little bit of thigh burn.
I mean, I'm used to
all
that.
right.
Used to that.
Yeah, the repelling
Carrying something pretty big.
the repelling points. There's no actual way to like fully fall from it.
But despite telling me that, I was like, nope.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, that's always going to be in the back of your mind when you're up that high.
You probably see in slow motion the big Bertha chair just
yeah.
That's the only fear you're actually born with, Bob.
Did you know that? Fear of falling?
Yep, that's the only fear that you're born with. All your other fears are taught.
It's because your parents dropped you a lot, Todd. That's why.
That's pretty good, Cory.
Thank you.
I'll have to give that to you.
For a short guy.
Coming from the tallest guy in the world.
Oh,
taller than you.
Here we go.
In your dreams of falling, yes.
Remember the Taloff and Tawas TT?
No, we don't, because it never fucking happened.
Exactly.
Speaking of things never happening, I think it's time to break into a segment that we actually have not done in quite a long time.
What? Something new?
I swear to God. It's old, but it's new. right?
Okay.
It's see how I went full circle all the way back.
I like
around.
it.
So
I like it.
So let's we're going to dish it off to Cory for Funko This.
Funko This. Funko This. Funko This.
He still loves it. He still
He
loves
does.
it. It just never gets old for him.
Nick, I know you can't hear this, but he is literally cackling just the same way that he did a year ago or whatever it was the last time we did this segment. And actually, the one great part about this segment is that theme song, which was written and performed by Todd, Vincent, Osborne, Dillon, is mercifully short. It is very, very brief. And I don't have to worry about like pulling the volume down real slow to kind of slowly fade it out.
No, you're in it. It's like a car accident. You are in it.
What is it? Quick? Yeah.
Quick and fast, but it's horrible.
Yeah, once you've bounced off the guardrails and done a couple of rollovers,
hang on a
good to
second.
walk away.
Everybody thought
I love it.
that the backing vocals was done by a professional. You all said that.
A professional woman.
Hold on a minute. Yeah, let's be clear. First of all, some of us thought that it was done by a lady.
Yeah.
Others thought that it had been auto-tuned.
I thought it was like the Dave Matthews Band, like the Lovely Ladies.
Yeah. Now, we have been told by the author of this clip that it was not. Both of those things are untrue. But we
It's
really
all
don't know for
natural.
sure.
All natural.
There's no proof we have other than
That is true. That is true.
other than Todd's
Turn that music back on. I'll sing it.
mission.
Turn that music back on.
No, thank you.
All right.
That. It's, even for my segment, I don't want to hear Todd sing.
Well, you
Funko This.
You I can't be mad at him. I mean, anybody who laughs that hard at something that they created, I mean, hats off to them.
I guess.
He was obviously under some sort of controlled substances when he did it. So.
I did. I ran downstairs while Mary was making a salad, and I went, I just made the most hilarious thing ever. And
Mary just happened to be making a salad at this time.
And it was fabulous.
Mary, you started that salad 2 hours ago. Don't rush me.
It had Skittles and sweet potatoes in it.
Doesn't that sound delicious?
Sounds appetizing. So, guys, we have not done a Funko This in a very long time. And just the other day, I came across something very special that I was actually able to go out and find the only one in a Best Buy store.
Ever made?
Not ever made.
In that particular store.
No, in our particular area, let's say.
Okay.
And I had to share this one with you guys. So this is
Oh, yeah?
a brand new Big Lebowski Funko that they came out with this year.
Wow.
And
Summer convention. Wait, is there a Funko convention?
yeah,
Have you been to this convention?
I have not. And if I could ever go
What?
see Todd, then I'd probably be able to go to it.
Oh,
But,
is the convention in
Yes.
Seattle?
yeah.
That's what has
Wow.
to happen.
That's the only way you'll get him to come out.
And we can find out where the Buscemi one is. The dude who freaking carried the
that's-
show.
That Buscemi's the last one I need for the group. Well, him and Maud. I'm not really too concerned about Maud, but yeah, Buscemi's the
But they
last.
make both of them.
They do.
Okay.
So come to find out, they make this one. It's the dude in his robe, in his trainers, and as a matter of fact, you can't see it behind the box right there, but he does have the White Russian in his other hand when he's dancing around in his apartment on the rug.
On the rug, yeah.
And if you can see in the
Nice.
box there too, there's even a little baby rug underneath him.
I think the only thing missing is a Walkman playing
That wasn't
a
until
bowling league.
That wasn't until he laid down.
Isn't that the same scene?
Yeah, but it's further on after that
All right.
because he answers the landlord at the door.
I don't know why I thought I was going to stump him with that one.
I mean, you can.
But I
you-
did.
You tried. So yeah, this is the newest Funko that I was insanely excited to get, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So,
Very
I
cool.
love it. I just want to
There
see
you
the
go.
Buscemi.
dude, you know how expensive those things are. I look all the time to try to pick one up.
Does the Buscemi Funko look as cockeyed as he is?
Is he
Cockeyed? What do you mean cockeyed?
He's Snaggletooth and cockeyed. I mean, he's
Oh,
not,
the actual.
Oh.
yeah.
No.
Hold
It's
on now. That
Steve
Dude,
Buscemi.
He's a
is
great
like-
guy. Not the greatest looking guy, but he's a great
What are
guy.
you talking about? That dude gets mad.
Those
ladies, man.
fish eyes and those snaggle teeth.
Come on. Why are you hating? Why you hate? Just because he doesn't have a beard like you? Why are you hating on Buscemi?
That's true. That's true.
That dude was, he's like one of America's sexiest men.
he's a goddamn American treasure. He is.
He is.
Now, is the Maud
He
one?
is.
Is that the one where she's wearing the
Viking outfit.
Viking outfit? Yeah.
And
That's not that bad.
no, so there's also another one they came out with. It's an encased Funko, and the
Encased in what?
like plexiglass, and it's got a copy of the VHS cover behind the Funko. So it's like it comes in its like own ornamental box already, and
Okay.
that's my next one I'm trying to find. That one's not as easy to find in person anywhere.
You know, I was in your house. I saw the bathroom. I saw some bedrooms, a kitchen, a family room. I saw 0 Funkos.
You didn't look over at my computer desk?
Cory, you have like 1,000 of them.
I know.
Oh,
They're-
you know what is
they're
the diff-
kept-
is the difference? But is the difference that you're looking for an unboxed, unopened one instead of a used one?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Have you ever bought a used Funko?
a couple. Yeah,
Okay, but
I-
generally speaking, you're looking for new
Boxed ones,
new
yeah.
and box. Okay.
I actually bought an unboxed the dude to have at work on my desk at work,
Okay.
and it was 1,000 times cheaper than when that came in the box.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah, this Donnie one looks like it's $88.
That's actually considerably cheap for what I've seen.
Why
How much?
why is that one
Why?
expensive?
Why?
Because
Why?
I'm just trying to wrap my brain around it. Why is that one expensive?
So they started vaulting certain Funkos after a certain amount of time,
Yeah.
and apparently the ones from the Big Lebowski were very, very early on in Funko.
Okay.
And when they stopped making them, it basically just allows them to escalate in price by Funko saying, yeah, we don't make these anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So Donnie's, he's one of the ones that, like, I actually found one at a disc replay, but it was $150. And I'm like, I'm not spending $150 on a Funko.
That's nuts.
They sell them for that much money?
Dude, there's a couple, there's some Star Wars ones that are like very rare. As a matter of fact, there's a Stan Lee one, a gold Stan Lee Funko that he signed, and I believe there's only like 5 of them, and one went online for like $58,000.
Wow.
Yeah,
that plus the
It feels like the Stanley you got me is going to be crazy expensive then.
I'd look into it. You're welcome, buddy.
Thank
It
you.
would be. I mean, how could you ever guarantee holding its value on something like that?
You really can. And again too, like I never got into it, and Danielle never got into it for value aspect.
Yeah.
It's just something that we started doing during COVID, and it's definitely slowed down big time.
Oh yeah, but yeah, you've never mentioned. It's not like you've been like begging us to get this segment
No,
back on the show.
this
Right,
one was the first one that I was
Right.
like, I definitely need to show these guys.
Yeah.
So until I get another the VHS one, I guess, or a Donnie, then that'll probably be the return of Funko This. But until then,
During the next segment, I know you got to run the timer and whatnot, but if you can pull up a picture of the VHS one you're talking about,
yeah,
we can share that because I'm interested. Maybe someone else out there is too. Probably not, but maybe.
I got to
you
have
never,
it.
you never know.
It's
I'm
like,
not.
No.
I got to have it.
Nope.
That
All
and
right.
the Wu-Tang Clan's secret album.
Oh, dude,
Oh.
did you watch the document or the there was a documentary that did, I don't know if it was fully just on that or if it was part of something else, but there
Dude,
was
it's what you assigned me.
Oh yeah, that's right. How about that? That's a pretty great. Well, I guess we'll get to that at some point, won't we?
We will get to that.
All right. Well, in the meantime, while Nick and Bob discuss what they're doing,
Yep. Sorry. On to Todd Dillon with 90 Second Sports.
Yes.
You see him heading in that direction. The 20. He's going for 40. And it's 90 Second Sports.
Todd Dillon with 90 Second Sports, brought to you by
Nabisco. Best crackers in the business.
Perfect. Ritz might disagree with you, but that's okay. Maybe if they fought it out, you know what? Either of those companies, if you're listening, reach out to us, and First Reply gets our sponsorship.
There we go.
I feel like I am 100% on this.
Yeah.
Ritz is made by Nabisco, buddy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
See?
sorry.
See?
So
Those Ritz
what-
crackers.
So what Nabisco crackers were you referring to, Todd?
Those.
No.
No, I'm pretty sure. No, I think Ritz is made by Durex.
Actually, that should be a segment. My favorite crackers.
There we go. Yeah.
The toll house, the townhouse.
Who make it the crackers?
You don't
I-
need, you
I
don't
think-
need,
I think it's made by,
there's no need
as,
to look.
as Phoebe would say,
Oh no, it's too late.
as Phoebe would say,
It is Nabisco.
Nestle Tolauza.
After a brief stare down there, he finally cracked at the end. So I knew it was not correct.
Corey,
Who, me?
no.
Oh,
Nick.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
are
was
we
gonna
getting
say.
to my sports or not? Is this part of
Just-
my 90 seconds
Just
or
you
not?
hold on, Todd Dillon.
Oh. Welcome to my life, Todd. Go fuck yourself.
No.
Todd, what did you eat at your pre-wedding dinner?
All right.
Exactly.
I'm starting the timer, Todd.
All right.
Go.
Am I going to see it? Where's the
It's up
outlook?
right now. Go.
Oh, well, I don't want to waste any time because there's a ton of shit to talk about. Did you know, guys, that the University of Michigan, defeated Penn State today handily, and they made an in-game adjustment right away and ran all over Joe Nittany and all the Happy Valley faithful to win and go to 10-0 today. But the thing I want to talk to everybody about, and let's reel everybody in and get them back on the bandwagon. Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes started off like a house of fire, 3-0. And since then, oh boy, it's been a train wreck. They can't win a game. They can't play defense. They can't get anything right, but they are gosh darn entertaining. And so don't jump off the ship. Don't give up on Coach Prime. Stay on the bandwagon. These guys are going to be awesome. If they can just win 3 more games, I think they got to win the rest. They got to win out to get a bowl bid. But if they make it to a bowl game, you're going to see some of the best college football. Well, maybe you won't see the best college football. You'll see some of the best individual contributors in the history of college football because his son, Shadur, and his other son, I don't remember his name, Shiloh.
Shenandoah.
Shimo. He's really good. Again,
Mm.
quit on Coach Prime. Them Buffaloes are damn good.
Shy don't remember his name.
Todd, we're really sorry. I know there was a little bit of
I
gap.
need more time, damn it.
There's a little bit of gap at the beginning. I apologize, but Coach Prime gives you money to close that gap. So just so you're aware.
Did you get a
Exactly.
sweet?
No, there was no sweet.
I don't
No.
want to waste anybody's
No,
time here.
there was
Let's
there
get
was
right into it.
there was no sweet. And guess what? Fuck all that bullshit of it takes him time to go through the airwaves to fucking Seattle and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Because this time was something completely different. There was editorializing about how he didn't want to waste time while the timer already started. He's like, "Hey guys,
You couldn't
just
see
so
it.
you know, I don't want to waste any time, so I'm going to get right into it." Like,
I heard it and I was like, he said what?
so I got to waste some time here just to talk about not wasting time.
That's right. Oh my god!
I always get screwed in this segment.
Yeah.
I feel that's the only reason why we do it.
I know.
Yeah, just embrace it.
I'm
Todd.
being repressed.
Todd, you are sacrificing for the good of the podcast.
I am, but did you
It
see
is
that
a
game?
selfless act every time you do 90 Second Sports.
Not only do you get your own segment that you can come up with whatever content you want on that sports segment, but you have a delicious fresh lemon Skittles sweet potato salad waiting for you in the kitchen. We don't have that.
Exactly.
You know what we should do for him? We should do for him what you did Let's throw Todd a bone. We'll call it Todd Dillon's 90-second sports.
Yeah, I mean, what else was it? It's his picture on the fucking artwork.
Yeah, but you're the only one who has their name in the title of your segment.
Well, I mean,
right?
I mean, come on.
So if we called it Todd
so
Dillon's
does
90 seconds
well, wait a
sports-
minute. So does Cory does. He's TT.
That's a nickname, sir. That's also a nickname that was not self-applied.
I mean, who self-applies nicknames?
To quote Cory's
Exactly.
favorite film. That's a nickname that most folks I know wouldn't self-apply where I come from.
Very true.
I mean, nobody gives themselves their own nickname. You've been trying to get Silver Surfer going for a while, and none of us. It didn't stick with any of us. No one's gonna
Butthole
call you-
sniffer.
Oh, dude, I
All
would
right.
kill for Silver Surfer.
Bob, tee us up.
But only Kirby's Silver Surfer. Hey, listen, if we're going back to it, do another shot here. So if you have paused us and then you took your kids to a swim meet and you came back and you mowed the lawn and you started us up again and you've resumed where you left off, it's about time. So we're going to do another shot. Please join us.
Hang on.
Can we replace that with
Hold, please.
raking the leaves? I don't know if anyone's mowing the lawn right now.
Well, this podcast is going to the internet and where it's going to live forever. So at some point, someone's going to be mowing the
I'm
lawn.
ready.
People are like, "Hold on, I'm in Tallahassee. I'm a little upset by that comment.
Is that your Tallahassee?
It's not fall everywhere.
They don't mow the lawn in Tallahassee.
What if they were in Norway?
If they were in Tallahassee, they'd have beds of rocks with lime trees in their yard, so they're not mowing any lawns.
There's
There's no
businesses that
grass
have lawns,
in all
sir,
of Tallahassee?
even in Tallahassee, and someone's got to mow them.
If they were in
Exactly.
Norway, well, I don't know. Maybe they're making a stew.
Norwegians do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, my
What
shot's
other
getting
stew?
warm.
It'd be like a fish stew.
You got that booze yet, Todd? Are we ready?
I
Please.
do.
Come
I
on.
do.
Here we
Cheers.
go.
Salute.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, man. There's a fine line with Fireball.
That's the good stuff.
between
Why are we always on the other side of that line?
between getting the chills when it's too warm and then getting the chills when it's too cold. I mean, there's like a sweet spot.
There's no sweet spot.
I know. It's so fucking.
It's how many of them do you have to do in a row before you finally get the one where you're like, that's not bad.
Oh, there has
It's
to
like
be
6 or 7, I think.
No, I think there's like.
And then they're
4.
still horrible.
I think it's 4.
You stop griping about it.
You just
Yeah.
you're too drunk to care
Yeah, exactly.
how bad it is.
You don't get those. Like your body's trying to say, "Hey, you're trying to kill me." Shivers, like, oh,
Yeah.
this is why are you putting this in my body? Your body finally starts to shut down, and then you're like, "Woo, this is delicious."
Hey, do you
Thank
guys
you.
have a shot of the Fireball keg?
No, we've been saving it until you get back into Michigan.
We're waiting, dude. Listen, I mean, it would be like us talking to a rich billionaire and saying, "Hey, oh man, look at this new jet, this jumbo jet they just released. Wouldn't that be amazing?" And then that billionaire going like a couple weeks later, like, "Hey, did you guys end up getting that fucking? Did you get that jet?" No, we don't have just liquid assets that we can just spend on anything. You are our rich billionaire, Todd. When there are expensive kegs to buy, we're waiting for a moment that something shows up with like a pasted smiley face of you on the side that says, "Love you boys so much. Just thought I'd surprise you."
Wow, that was a long way.
First time in 250 episodes, but I wanted to help you guys out.
That was a long trip that he took just to say, "Hey Todd, if you could just send us a keg of that Fireball, that'd be
You know
great."
what's funny is how many things he's told us he was going to send us. He's like, you know what?
It always
Every
comes
one
back
of you
to
is
that.
getting a shirt.
It always comes back to that.
Every one of you
You
is
didn't
getting
get
a
your shirt? Whoa. You guys didn't get your shirts?
Still
You
waiting.
didn't get them?
Still waiting.
Yeah.
We
What?
haven't, Todd. We haven't gotten a Space Needle postcard from you.
Oh,
You
man.
haven't?
Not one.
Oh,
That
my
would make
goodness.
my week if I got a Space Needle
The-
postcard from Todd.
I'm going
Are
to
you
be
kidding me?
calling the Postmaster General first thing tomorrow because
the
I've
funny
sent
thing
you
is,
guys so many things.
the funny thing is, while he's here, he's a very generous person. While he's in Seattle, fuck those motherfuckers.
Scrooge himself.
Yeah.
I was watching this podcast. I'm not sure these guys are friends. I mean, they say they're friends, but friends don't talk to each
I
other
never
like
said
that.
I did not say that.
Listen, I wasn't able to get groceries for a week when I got home from Taos because of all the booze I bought that man. For a week, I said.
You did look a little slim and trim that next week when we got back.
That was the only time. Between the shitting, throwing up, and spending money on Todd's booze, that's all I could afford.
That's what I'm talking about. That's how the rich stay rich, bro.
Yeah, that's how you know it was a good vacation.
My dad would definitely agree with you. He'd be like, Nick, you're a
About
fucking
the
idiot.
shitting and the throwing up and stuff.
He'd be like, Nick, you're an idiot. Don't spend your money on anyone. Stop buying booze.
I've met that Todd Dillon.
Yep.
I wouldn't do it.
Not the guy to do it for.
No, he's a
Word to the mother.
He's a great guy.
Hey, fellas,
He
can we? We're gonna close out here with Nick's existential question.
Dude, we are going to get a box of warm sweet potato salad from Todd in the mail.
Orange
You are.
sweet potato.
Some
chip.
chicken, orange sweet potato salad with Skittles
Did
and
you
raisins.
hold on? Did you ever come up with a name for that dish?
Horseshit.
You'd have to ask Mary about that. I didn't cook it.
Mary cooked
She
it?
makes salads. Mary makes salads.
No, that's why she was relegated to salads and breakfasts because she made orange sweet potato casserole or something.
All right, between the two of you, because I'm sure that's all you're going to be talking about when you get done with the podcast tonight.
I know.
Come up with a name and let us know.
Yep. I don't.
So why was there nobody in the background going next?
Dude, I don't know that.
That was the second version. Remember, there was in the first, and Nick
Was there?
kiboshed because he wanted the Indian sitar rather than the first.
Oh,
Remember, the first one was
That is
a little bit more
that's
more
right.
jazzy and groovy.
That is so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Dude. That is so crazy. I must have smelled your thoughts because I was going to say no one named Nick has ever had sitar playing in the back of his fucking anything. And all of a sudden Todd's like, sitar. I'm like, yeah, exactly.
That's a
Cory,
great idea.
Cory, I smell like you got a thought in your head. What's going on?
I was thinking about something, but it's okay. We'll,
Okay.
we'll move past it.
All right, we'll move past. All right, so for this installment of my Bengali existential question, apparently,
What the fuck?
we're gonna move on. We're gonna keep it culinarily related. This was something I actually thought
That
of.
worked out so well at the beginning. It's a good idea to continue that.
Yeah, no, this was something. I'm sorry. That was your call, man. I had a food related thing from the get go. I didn't know you were going down that weird.
Oh, you
wedding
should have
road.
been happy. Like, oh, thank God, this is
No.
going to fit in perfectly with my question later.
So my question is, it's a two-part question. So one, what is your go-to food that you make for yourself? Like I don't have. Hold on.
Okay.
This is my question.
I'm holding.
Your go-to food that you make for yourself. Apparently, very funny from Bob.
I don't know why.
Oh, I'm sorry. What is your wedding meal and fucking outfit or whatever the fuck you asked? And
Keep going.
so, what is the go-to thing that you make for yourself? No one else that's there. You want something quick and easy. This is what you come home and make, because this can be very different from whatever you asked earlier. Because I know personally, if I come home and it's not like something I want to sit here and slave over a stove, I know a couple things that are like my go-tos. That's number one. Number two is also food related. And it's going to be, what is the one thing that you've made that you've got complimented on the most? What is something you made that you got complimented on the most? So, two-part question, go-to bullshit meal, something that you've made that you've got complimented on the most. And I want to know what each one of those are. Does anybody have anything? I'll go first. Okay.
I don't know why you asked on you.
So, because everyone kind of looked like they had a look on their
Cory,
face.
what do you
like,
got? I'll go first.
They're about to crack a
ready
safe.
for it.
All right, so I'll do the go-to. We'll all go around with our go-tos.
All right.
So it sounds really fucking stupid, and it kind of is. For someone that loves food,
100% agree.
this was just something I stumbled upon that is a bullshit, easy, stupid, I'm not even going to call it a meal. It's like a snack. So I would take, at first I started with, I think, pita bread. I would take 2 pieces of pita bread or tortillas, but normally pita bread. I love green olives. And it was almost like, it was almost like a quesadilla, but I always used mozzarella. So it was like mozzarella, I'd put green olives, 2 pieces of pita bread, and I'd put like maybe some garlic pepper, salt and pepper, something like that. I mean, there's enough salt with the green olives. And chop them all up, put it together, and then make it almost like a quesadilla. Cut it with a pizza cutter. And I started using the weirdest thing in the world, and it's just something very specific to me. It's very odd. But spray butter, I started mixing it with sriracha. And I would dip like pretzels and things like that in it. It's actually really good.
Question.
Yeah.
So if you're mixing it with spray butter,
Yeah.
are you just putting like a light coating on it, or were you like opening the bottle of spray butter and like dumping some of it out?
So it doesn't go on the actual like
it's
quesadilla.
Yeah.
I would take like a small container and pour it in.
So you would actually pour
and then squirt in some sriracha and then kind of mix it around.
Okay, all right, that's fine.
And yeah, so it was. I don't know how I came up with it one day. My mom thought I was nuts. Well, go ahead.
Well, because I was just thinking, like, all I imagined was you when you said spray butter, like you sitting with a little cup and be like,
no.
Oh my God, how am I going to do this before? So as long as you opened it,
Finger cramp.
No, a lot of times I would often do it so much for just a stupid like. It's like the equivalent of like a kid's meal, like SpaghettiOs. I mean, it was just a thoughtless, mindless thing that I did one night when there was like no food in the house. And I was like, this is kind of not too bad. It's almost like a pizza / quesadilla kind of thing. And so I always used to have like whatever I made, if I made like a sandwich or a wrap or whatever it may be, I would have this like spray butter / sriracha. And it's spray butter is like buttermilk based. There's like 0 calories in it. Everyone thinks it's very synthetic. If you go with like, I can't believe it's not butter. It's predominantly buttermilk based, and everybody knows there's not a lot of calories in buttermilk. If you go like to the blue bottle, I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's a very synthetic-y flavor. But anyhow, so I made it one day. I was telling my mom about it. She's like, "That sounds absolutely disgusting." I'm like, "Well, don't eat it," you know. And she tried it one time. She's like, "Oh, that's actually pretty good. I do that now too." I'm like, so that's a stupid bullshit home by myself. There's nothing going on. I don't feel like cooking. That's something I've done in the past. How about you?
Oh, mine's not anywhere near that involved.
And see, I thought that was dumbing it down for me. So
no, like I mean, like one of the simplest things, but I absolutely love, is a white man's blunt.
What?
What the fuck is that?
I want to know the name again, and I want to know what this is all about.
A white man's blunt.
A white man's blunt.
Yep.
Let me have it.
Slice of white bread.
Never keep that on hand.
No.
Slice of Kraft single cheese.
Okay.
And a dill pickle. Wrap that bad boy up and eat it.
No. No.
It's fantastic.
Oh my god.
It's the first time I heard it, I was like, holy shit, this is gonna be disgusting. But it was actually phenomenal.
It's not.
You know what it kind of reminds me
of? Are
of?
you pregnant?
All the time.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? And it kind of runs parallel with like a bullshit meal, but this is like a bullshit appetizer that I grew up with was salami with cream cheese in the middle wrapped up.
All right, yeah. It's along the same lines.
My mom used to make that and then slice it up and bring it to like, and I'm like, and it is phenomenal.
She never put a green onion in the middle of it?
No, but some people put like gherkins in the middle.
That would be good too.
But
Gherkins are sweet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, depending on if you get like a cornichon or like a gherkin, or gherkin is just a small pickle, but you could get like a bread and butter gherkin. But
I like that as well.
I think we're opening some new doors because there's a big smile coming from Cory Schnozzcast right now. But
no, the
salami with cream cheese was It doesn't sound good, but it somehow works. It's like an old 70s appetizer kind of thing. But yeah, so Bob?
Kielbasa and Bob Evans mashed potatoes.
Okay.
With,
Say what?
Kielbasa with ketchup and Dijon mustard, along with Bob Evans potatoes.
Fast, simple.
How do you prepare? How is it prepared, Bob? Tell me. So you buy it's a sausage in a plastic, and then what do you do?
Well, kielbasa is already cooked, so you can
really?
legitimately eat it right out of the package.
So it's like a smoked sausage?
But I warm it up, most likely in the microwave, which is why it's fucking quick. And then the Bob Evans potatoes, you get a Kroger, same shit.
Bob Evans potatoes are spot on.
Sour cream and chives, yeah.
I've never had them.
Dude.
They're good enough where you're like, why the fuck am I bothering making potatoes?
Do yourself a favor one day when you're at Kroger or doing a whatever order. Add Bob Evans mashed potatoes on there. Even start with the original. They're phenomenal.
Mashed potatoes are the easiest things to cook. Why are you buying them store bought?
There's no way
they're
easier than Bob Evans.
No, they're
potatoes.
not. They're not.
Right.
They're not. But
they are.
They are very simple.
They're not.
Hold on a second.
Potatoes are actually
Yes.
one of the few things that you don't have to get boiling water ready. You put them in cold water and then turn the stove on and then walk away.
So from
Hang on.
from pulling
There's
it out of the
even
fridge.
easier way.
No, I know that's
hold
easier.
On,
I know that's
hold on. Pull it out of the fridge to eating it in my mouth 5 minutes. If you
That
can
is
do
quick.
that with potatoes, then tell me and I'll stop eating Bob Evans.
I can do I can do
you
that.
Can't do 5 minutes.
No, I
There's
can
no
do
fucking
that.
way.
I can do that with the bagged powdered potatoes.
I'm not eating powdered potatoes.
Oh yeah, Bob Evans is
I draw the line.
probably whole
Bob Evans
potatoes.
powdered is a bridge too far for me.
I'm sorry. I agree with Bob 100% on this.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference between the bagged powdered potatoes and the
my
Bob
grandma
Evans.
used to make powdered potatoes. I know what that tastes
Yeah,
like.
the Bob dude, I'm telling you, the Bob Evans ones are fucking legit.
Can I ask one favor?
Yeah,
Can somebody
yeah.
hit the button for the sound for the truck backing up?
we don't have a truck back up, but go ahead.
Okay. Back the truck up. And I will immediately say that it is not as fast as whatever your microwave Bob Evans potatoes are, but there is a fast way to make potatoes. Just go buy some Yukon Gold potatoes and rinse them off. Put them in. Bob, you bought the Instapot that I told you to buy,
I
right?
did.
Or so put 2 cups of chicken broth in your Instant Pot and a little grid to hold the potatoes off. All you need to do is rinse them off and cut them up and put them in the pressure cooker mode for 15 minutes.
Nope. You already lost
Hang
me.
on.
Hang
on. No, but Bob, hang on one sec.
But hold on.
I will stipulate it's not as quick as your
thing.
thing.
The point of the question was a quick bullshitty meal.
Yeah.
Getting the ninja set up and dicing the potatoes. I'm already over 5 minutes.
You don't have to dice. You don't have to dice them. That's the beauty. That's the beauty. You don't have to dice them.
And then,
rinse them off.
And then you lay a 15-minute cook time.
Guys,
and I'm like, fuck, I could have 3 of them.
We have a
time.
secondary question we have to do. So I know I was long-winded.
Hold on. I'll solve this once and for all. Hey, Todd Dillon, how are those Bob Evans mashed potatoes?
Oh, that's good.
There you go. So we can move on.
Hey, before we get to the secondary,
it's ruining me.
No, Todd has to go. Todd hasn't gone yet.
but before you guys couldn't see the disdain on his face when you just said that. He got very upset.
Todd, what's your quick and easy bullshit meal?
That's the thing. I was trying to think. I have a bullshit meal, but I wouldn't say it's that quick and easy. My bullshit meal and it's for both Mary and I is and I don't do it very often is tater tot casserole. Right, so some ground beef.
No, it's too involved. Too involved. Something
It
you
is.
something you come home.
Yeah.
Maybe you're a little tipsy. You come home from a game, something like that. Mary's already in bed, and you're like, I need to nuke something. I need to make something real quick. Not a casserole, like something you're like, something easy.
I don't have. Then my thing is all then already pre-made stuff. I don't have anything. If I'm actually gonna make it, I don't even know the notion of like store-bought frozen mashed potatoes.
That's amazing quality. That is amazing quality, because if I could show you, since the first time I ever saw the Selesky home was on Halloween, if I could show you that a chest freezer was filled to the top with frozen, ready-to-eat meals. Oh, my. You couldn't fit one more meal in there.
Yep, hang on.
Hold on. Here we go.
First of all, those were not frozen, ready-to-eat meals. Those were things to make full meals.
What were they?
There's chicken in there. There's steak in there. There's all that stuff for the dog.
I didn't see any like shrink-wrapped steaks or anything. It was like a lot of like.
You didn't dig far enough.
I didn't look at it. I just opened it because I thought the booze was in there.
All the good stuff's on the
big
bottom,
part.
Nick.
Oh, okay.
I like to have a layer of bullshit right on
No,
the
dude,
top.
there's nothing wrong with that. The Seleskis are very snacky people. We know that. There's nothing wrong with that. If anything, I was jealous. Because, Cory. Right here.
What?
Bob, right in
What?
front of you.
Go! Right there.
Spider come down?
Yeah.
Get him.
Got a thing.
Bob. There.
What, did Cory shit himself? What's going on?
No, it's just a.
What do we explain to our listeners who aren't watching us?
Just so everyone knew, there was a almost translucent, very, very
It's good
tiny,
eye, though. I never would have seen it.
very,
until it
very
was, like,
tiny
crawling on my
spider
fingers.
coming down on a 4-foot web right in front of Bob's schnoz.
Yeah.
So,
So wait a minute. I saw and I noticed Lori says spaghetti quick and easy. Again, I have a spaghetti. I'll just do spaghetti quick. Mary and I do a mean spaghetti, but again, that's not an instant meal. It's not a 5-minute defrost frozen. I don't
That's
even
the
know
good
what.
stuff.
yes,
Yeah.
Lori, 100%. I it's not something I go to. For whatever reason, Italian food. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I'm not a big. I love to cook, and I don't cook a lot of Italian food. It's something I get at a restaurant, and I love it. But you're 100% right, especially if, $9-10 on a good jar of like some, organic or whatever spaghetti sauce, like a vodka sauce or something like that. I mean, that would be a perfect, easy meal. If like you had to do something quick and easy, you can get some pretty good sauces if you want to spend some money for sure.
Oh, even actually cheap. Mama Rouse is. It's not Mama Rouse, but I call it Mama Rouse.
No, that's good sauce. I've had that
That's
before.
great sauce, and
Yeah.
it's not that expensive.
Yep. And look, I can.
And it has
make-
very low
I can make
carbs.
spaghetti. I'm not making my own noodles, but I can make a decent batch of spaghetti. But the question was about bullshitty meals.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
100%.
bullshitty part of it is, there's going to be some chemicals in that. There's going to be some processed
Yep.
food.
I'm
There's
not.
gonna be some frozen food.
I'm not gonna.
It's bullshit. It's a bullshit meal.
I'm not gonna call my friends or my mom and be like, "Hey, guess what I just
Nope.
had?"
I'm gonna be sitting there in my fucking sleepy pants and making a meal that I would probably not brag to anybody I was making, because I want something that takes less than 5 minutes to put together.
And then
Exactly the point.
I know something that. So hang on a second. Mary makes something that's spectacular. So I'm gonna claim hers, even though I don't make this.
See how Todd's
There is one other
all
thing.
the way back around again.
Yeah,
From
hang
the
on, but this will
orange
be
sweet
quick.
potato chicken.
I promise this will be quick, because this isn't a meal, but it is an awesome appetizer that will work as a meal. Mary has this thing where she'll take a can of Hormel chili,
Oh.
and then spread some
cream cheese,
and
and then
put some
shredded cheese.
That's it. And like
Yeah,
that is the bullshitty. That's
She'll
an awesome go-to.
It's an
I don't
amazing
make it.
So
go-to.
she'll make chili dip, like the most generic chili dip that my sister has brought to every party for the past 30 years.
That's the one. That's a
Yep.
great instant bullshitty, like
We
quick,
just
fast, in a hurry.
Cory just gave me a silicone pot holder, brought it to my house tonight because about a year and a half ago, someone made that and we didn't really eat it all. And I was like, well, I'm just going to toss this. It's just bullshit chili dip. And Cory's like, whoa, I'm going to eat the shit out of that. I'll take it home.
Damn straight.
That was 2019.
Exactly.
And I like how I told you that I had that little mat for like a year and a half, and you're like, no, it's only been like 6 months.
I have to
And
trust
now
you.
now on the podcast,
I have to trust you. I mean,
And Lori's been chiming in with some pretty good stuff. Although steak done right, and should never be instant easy. But then she said steak stir fry,
guys,
and my stomach turned again.
let's
Steakums.
okay, guys, we're switching
Yeah.
it up.
Okay. So what are we drinking here, Cory?
This we had up north, not last year. I believe it was the year prior. Nick bought the little dill pickle shooters, the single shooters, and they were amazing. Luckily, I was able to find at the liquor store around the corner from me a actually, we're going to shout them out. The Kelly Corner Liquor Store. They have a whole bunch of this in stock now.
Dill pickle vodka.
Dill pickle vodka.
It's actually very hard to find because there's variations of it. There's other companies, but this is the good stuff.
Yeah, this was the exact stuff that we had up north. So
Full fifth.
Todd, I would give you some, but you're not here, buddy. So
It is very
In spirit you are, though, sir.
It is in
Blah,
spirits.
blah.
Don't worry, we'll send you one.
Sláinte, Todd.
Cheers.
Salute.
Oh, that's so good.
It is really good.
That's fucking amazing.
Imagine that in a Bloody Mary.
It's a good thought.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that's so good.
Little horserashes.
Well, let's not get carried away now.
All right, so we're gonna go around the turn one more time.
We're not even on the second fucking part of this question?
Not yet.
No, we're not.
Wow.
Okay.
Because you guys
So,
are long
Hour and
winded.
a half podcast.
Yep.
Keep going.
So let's see now. We need a meal that you've made that you've gotten the most compliments on. Most compliments on.
I'll go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's nothing crazy by any means, but I concocted my own little spice and barbecue sauce for grilled chicken, and that's out of everything I've made, that's probably the number one thing that I've gotten compliments on.
Oh, I mean,
Can you give us a little bit of? You don't have to give your secret away, but what makes it special that people have not that makes it stand out?
Oh, that's tough to say because it's not. Again, I'm not trying to glorify my recipe by any means. It is very simple, but I will say go out and buy the Traeger apple honey.
No, thank you.
Wow, that was fast.
He's not a fan of Traeger.
Go out and buy the Traeger. Nope. No.
Traeger,
Noah.
Traeger apple honey seasoning,
All right.
and you can mix that with anything and make it phenomenal. There's some more to it, but I'm not going to give away house secrets
Which I
here.
shall not disclose.
Like give away the fucking 13 herbs and spices. man.
Exactly,
Come on.
exactly. But yeah, that's my number one
All right,
compliment.
so barbecue sauce, right?
Well, barbecue chicken, yeah.
But is it a sauce or is it a rub?
It's a sauce.
Okay. So I'd like to taste that sometime.
Me
Anyone
too.
else? Bob? Todd?
I'm in. Count me in. I got to try it.
I mean, whatever. I mean, obviously, this is going to be a recipe that I got from somebody. It's not
Yeah,
like
no,
I
you don't
invented.
have to create
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
I've never invented any food in my life, and probably never will. But the recipe that I got from a friend for the chili that I make, I think is the thing that I probably got the most compliments on.
Well, I mean, until you were head to head with his homemade chili.
Okay,
It was a pretty tough call that night.
was it?
It was.
All right.
With my chili,
Yeah.
I don't even recall the day that we did the chili cook-off.
That's probably just as well.
You don't-
Anyway, that's my answer.
You don't remember the
It's
chili
chili.
cook-off? Were you
No.
and Bob?
Now you're just feeding me shit.
What?
We could take it off air. That's fine. So my answer is chili.
Okay.
Tailgate chili, a recipe I got from a good friend.
By the way, you did win that night.
I
On-
feel like it
on
was
two
it
levels.
was really not a battle.
It
But,
wasn't on two different levels. Okay, so Todd, go ahead, buddy.
I would say it's a toss up. Because we're coming into that season, I do a kind of partly barbecued but smoked turkey for Thanksgiving that I've gotten a ton of kudos for over the years. And then I'd say my regular kind of go to is I make a really, really mean spaghetti. Although the challenge is I've never ever made spaghetti exactly the same way twice ever in my life. But people always love my
Okay.
spaghetti.
Listen, Lori does
Yes,
this
sir.
shit too. Why? What is it about people when they feel like they feel a little, a little too big for their britches, and they're like, I know what I'm doing, and they just start winging it, and they don't write anything down, and when you go like, oh, I'd love to have the recipe, they're like, yeah, I don't write anything down.
A lot of good chefs go by taste and not by a recipe.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. And it's not even taste necessarily for me. It's what what strikes me on that day is what kind of influences what I make. And
but when people who are non-chefs go like, "Oh, I love the recipe," for you to just go like, "Sorry."
So actually,
Can't
great
give it to you.
Great segue. That's why, Bob, and you know this firsthand. What do I say to everybody? Hey, Todd, can you give me the recipe for this? What do I say? No. Because remember, I forgot that. Macaroni and cheese. My macaroni and cheese. I freaking gave Christy because I loved her so much. She's like, Todd, you got to give me. I made mac and cheese for one of your holiday things or for a celebration. And she's like, this is the best mac and cheese ever. Can you give me the recipe? I'm like, man, I don't share my recipes. And she goes, please give it to me. So I'm like,
well,
okay.
I don't share my recipes is different than I can't write it down because I don't know.
No, I don't. It's not that I don't know, Bob. I don't make it the same way twice because I don't feel the same way necessarily twice when I'm making it. And the thing is, here's why I don't give my recipes away. When I did give it away, I told the one person, she's like, yeah, I did it. And my family thought it sucked. It wasn't very good. I'm like, because you didn't follow the instructions. That's why I don't give my recipes away.
Hold on. So
you just stopped giving instructions completely.
I stopped giving recipes away to anyone ever.
All right. Well, I guess that's a way to go.
But then you asked me for my rice recipe.
Of course.
Todd has no shame.
No, hold on. We all did. We all did.
Do what I say. Do what I don't do. What I do. Do what I say.
I believe I did once.
I was say, Todd has no shame in taking other people's recipes.
Okay, so a couple. Yeah, go ahead, Todd.
No, I was just gonna say, absolutely. I'll let people share their coolness with me. And then, by the way, not for nothing, I actually still, no matter what the exact recipe you gave me is, I actually tweak it and make it my own at the end anyway.
Well,
with everything, no matter what.
You have to. Yeah, you're not going to be, you can't trust a chef that doesn't lick his own fingers. I mean, that's good to be in the kitchen like that. So, but a couple different things. Thanks, Cory.
You're welcome.
Couple different things.
Why'd you close your eyes in the podcast? Let me tell you why.
There is a difference between knowing what you're doing and not writing things down. And then my mom, who you could ask her, oh my God, your chicken paprikash is amazing. How do you make it? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't know.
That's such a shitty answer. I don't know.
My dad.
You don't know.
My dad used to say, if you like something your mom made, enjoy it because you'll never have it again. It'll never be the same. It'll be completely different the next time. And you'll say, can you just make it like you made it last year? And she'll be like,
hold on. That is completely untrue. I could personally make at least 4 things that my mom used to make just exactly as shitty as she made them. 100%.
So number 2.
With little notice or preparation.
Number 2 that I wanted to touch on, Mary says that, Todd, your pork belly gets a lot of compliments.
Is she talking about that?
Yeah, or is this a meal?
Talking about a meal or your actual physical form?
My belly.
Both, baby.
She likes to rub oil all over your belly.
They both score solid 9s. They both score solid 9s.
All right.
Out of 100, that's not very good.
So Todd, that was yours, right?
Well, yes. Yeah, that was mine.
So mine,
like 3 things.
Yeah. So mine is going to be like something probably with the most compliments is certainly not anything that I created. But it was a recipe that my grandma cut out of the Detroit Free Press, I think it was, of Jimmy Schmidt from like the late 80s, early 90s. And it is spicy duck quesadillas, which doesn't necessarily sound good, but
it sounds good to me.
According to my aunt and my grandma and me after making it several times, it is something that as a one-person chef or a home chef, you have to start the day before. And the reason being is it's very labor-intensive. There is so you've got the actual duck that needs to be roasted and shredded. And then in between, you have tortillas. And in between the tortillas, you put a Japanese hoisin sauce or Japanese barbecue sauce. And then the shredded kind of smoky duck goes on top of that. Then there's cooked sliced red pepper that goes in there, mild red pepper, and then you hand grate smoked Gouda cheese, and the smoked Gouda cheese goes on top of that. So that all goes in the oven at about 400. Now, coupled with that is you make like an avocado crema, basically. It's like avocado, lime juice, and sour cream with some people put cilantro, but not most of the time, and some salt and some pepper. So you have this it's almost like a whipped cream consistency, like a light green, like a mint green color whipped cream consistency, and it's like very light tasting, and it's got a little lime, and it's amazing. And then you get chipotle and adobo sauce. So you lay it all out, and you have the smoky hoisin smoked Gouda duck quesadillas that are nice and piping hot. On top of that goes the avocado crema, which is very cooling and citrusy. And then drizzled over the top of that is the very smoky and spicy chipotle sauce. And between the sweet, sour, hot, cold, spicy, and saltiness of it, it just hits every single part of the palate. And it is fucking phenomenal, dude. It
sounds phenomenal.
It is so good. And as my aunt has always said, she's like, if it wasn't such a pain in the ass to fucking make, she's like, I'd make it all the time. And it worked very well for us because my dad's a duck hunter and has been for 50 years. And so we always had a constant supply of duck breasts. I have some in my freezer right now. So it's something I really like to make, you guys, but it's everybody that tastes it. It's just, there's not a lot of words. It's mostly oohs and ahs and it's a phenomenal fucking meal. So Jimmy Schmidt's spicy duck.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if you want to put that up against chili magic, I mean, good luck.
Yeah. Nice try, buddy.
It's starting to come back to me a little bit now.
What's that?
The chili cook-off.
The chili. I never did that.
I'm not saying I didn't. I just don't recall it.
Oh, we'll recall it for you.
All right, gentlemen, we are bringing the school to a close. We're gonna pull it into the station. No.
I believe that's going to go towards your $4.
Well, first of all, I was down to $3.
Oh, so now you're down to $2.
I don't know if that's a mispronunciation other than like a stumble or a stutter. We'll go back to the tape on that one. You know I'm good for it. I've already cut myself down to 3.
I know.
We're going to pull this train to the station. We're going to bring it to a close. Thank you so much for joining us. That is Schnozzcast of the Week. On behalf of Cory, Nick, and Todd, this is Bob. We'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves.